To a new week here. We are going to be starting kind of a new assignment here. We're going to be stepping away from our virtual field trips. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on a new skill that I need us to really zero in on and understand before we go deeper into this unit, and that is mapping. And mapping is super, super important, and it's a skill that we are going to need to move forward with some of the other things that I want us to do in this unit. So with that being said, this is what your assignment's going to look like here. What it's going to kind of show you is it's going to take you through reading maps and understanding maps. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of take us through this assignment real quick. So what we're going to do, this was made by a friend of mine, and she's also a third grade teacher. So what we're going to do is we are going to kind of follow her assignment, but I'm going to kind of explain some things you might not know. So what you're going to do is I am going to have you first start with this assignment right here, or this question right here rather. And right here it says, drag the name of each part of the map to the correct illustration. So what you're going to do is, I can kind of give you a hint here. We know that this right here, north, south, east, and west, is a compass. So what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag this right there. It'll automatically save for you. This right here would be another kind of, this would be an insert map. So this would be a map kind of inside of a map. We know that this right here is a map of Europe, and then that little zoomed in part right there will show us a closer part. It is an insert of the map. So drag that there. Then the other options we have are the map key, a scale, and a title. Take some guesses as to what you think these are. I'm not going to tell you right away, but I need you to kind of take some educated guesses. What do we know about a scale? What is a scale? What do we know about a title? We know these things from text features in our books, so it shouldn't be that confusing. Then we are going to look here. We are going to look at some vocabulary. So you're going to drag what you believe to be the correct vocabulary word into the blank box, as our little instructions say down here. So I can kind of give you kind of a background here. So let's look at blank map shows me the natural features and roughness of the earth. We know that that is a physical map. Blank maps show the boundaries of countries, states, and cities. That is a political map. Blank is usually an invisible line which people have agreed upon. We know that's a border. A border is, Illinois has a border to the states next to us, which are Indiana, Iowa. Countries have borders. There's a border between Mexico and the United States. This is actually a border right here. A boundary is an invisible line. And then these last three I want you to figure out on your own. So I'm just dragging these back. It'll automatically save for you. You don't have to drag them back. Coming down here, what you're going to do is you are going to be looking at a map of the United States. We live in Illinois. Woo! So what you're going to do is you are going to say, which of the following describes most of the land in the middle of the United States? What are these? Are these mountains? Are they low-lying hills? If we look here, we said the green parts are mountains. So are there a lot of mountains in the middle of the United States? No, probably not. This is more lowland areas. So you're going to drag that there to show me which one is which. Which of these states contains mountains? Does North Carolina have any mountains? Yeah, a little bit right there. So we're going to put that there. Does Colorado have mountains? Yeah, Colorado has a lot of mountains. Does Michigan have mountains? No, not really. Does West Virginia have mountains? Yeah, West Virginia does have mountains. So I'm going to mark that right there. So another thing that I want us to focus on for this next question is asking us about east and west. If you need to know which way is east and which way is west, again, you do have a little compass up here. This is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. We call this area the we call this area the east coast. We call this area the west coast. So, are there more mountains on the east or on the west? You tell me. What do you think? And then last question here. Which state is completely covered by low elevation? Should be pretty straightforward. Then we're going to look at this political map right here, where you are going to be going through and you are going to be typing in what the answers are for these. So, what is the capital of California? We know capitals are always marked by stars. The capital of California is Sacramento. Arizona, whatever that is, I'm not going to tell you. Look it up yourself. And then the same with New Mexico. Check that out. So I'm not going to give you these answers. You're going to have to go through and do some of this yourself. But California is the border by what 3 states? The southern part of Utah is bordered by what state? So again, you're just reading this map. This is going to help us with what we're doing later later into next week and the week after that. So you need to spend some time on this. And then last but not least, we're going to look at population. So population, you're going to use this little map right here. This right here will tell you what the different symbols mean. If you see one of these, that means 1,000 to 5,000 people live there. If you see one of these, a triangle, 5,000 to 25,000 people live there, and so on and so forth. So you're going to have to compare these. Find Pleasant Valley. All right, we know Pleasant Valley is big. Wow, look, they have a lot of people there. Or Maton. Where's Maton? Where is Maton? Maton. Can't even find it on here. I cannot find Maton on here. That is very weird. Let's look at this next one. River City. River City is right here. And then we're comparing that with Magic City, and Magic City is right here. So compare those two populations. I think that's a typo, actually. I think that's, Maton's right here. Sorry about that. So comparing Pleasant Valley and Maton. Sorry, this is a little smaller on my screen, so I'm struggling to see it. But you are going to drag these up there to mark the correct answers. And then right here, you're typing in your responses. Natural resources is going to be the second to last thing we're doing. Remember, natural resources are things that states make that naturally occur. So some states might have corn. Corn occurs naturally on farms. So which states have a lot of corn? Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois has some corn. So which state grows apples? Find a state that grows apples. Washington grows apples. We could pull Washington up there. So take some time on this too. And then last but not least is precipitation. Precipitation is rain. We know that from Miss Cota, right? So you're going to be comparing the different types of precipitation in different areas of the country. So these are all skills that we need in order to be successful here with our mapping. And yeah, I hope this kind of explains how I want you to drag and then how I want you to type in certain areas. But looking forward to seeing you work through this new type of assignment. So good luck, everyone.